Hi, we are Aluna Zapata, Milagros Jaramillo, and Santiago Rojas, and we are going to present Minds of Peace.
Well, in the first part, I'm going to tell you about the psychology program, like and how does it work at the University of Haryana in Andes and in Cambridge, but with another career that we're going to compare is human, social, and political science. In the first talk, we talk about these three universities, what they make. You can see in the graphic in your screens, and of course, Principal Haryana trained a professional in disciplinary and interdisciplinary research and approve their students to clinical, social, educational, and of course have the empathy of the human development to create students that have the freedom to know about aspect about the impact that they will be having the person and of course develop her own. It's important of this university have three components that is similar. The first of all, investigation component. Second one, multidisciplinary. The student will be multitasking, and of course, the psychology of the Haryana will be more qualified to the research. In the second part, we talk about, we make a small letter about what will be the stereotype of the psychological, the advantage and disadvantage for the psychological degree at the University of Floriana, and they highlight how the psychological impact in the society. So first of all, the stereotype is simple. It's not that simple to sit in a sofa and listen attention. You will be learned to work in team, research, and read critical immersing yourself about multidisciplinary learnings. You need to know about mathematics, neuroscience, law, and of course marketing to sell yourself. The advantage in Haryana is you will have empathy of human development and of course in clinical and social file. In Cambridge will be depends of you select human, social, or political science, but in Andes you need you have to the emphasis to international traumas. We talk about the prices in Colombia will be like 35,000 bucks, Javier Hernandez, and in Cambridge will be 65,000 plus the house, the food, and everything you will use to live in the UK. And the third part of this letter is the highlights to how the sociological impact in the society. Well, it is important because um, the professional is prepared to contribute the CDGs, is development goals of the UN UN agenda like will be to 2000 to 2030, and it's important because you're going to like I would say to help the people and help the society to understand her environment.
This is the second part, and here we are going to discuss these two questions. That is, how can psychology help Colombia to find peace and equality, and how can I, as a psychologist, help to this cause? Okay. Um, First of all, we need to say that the psychology is fundamental for peace and equality in Colombia, and the psychology has many branches, and several of them can help with this problem. First of all, we have the clinical psychologist. Is this the one who works through consultations and therapies? They are very necessary in order to overcome traumas and process difficult experiences. Here in Colombia, there are many victims and victimizers who need these to be heard and helped. The second is the educational psychology. To achieve peace and equality in Colombia, it is necessary to know our history. To remember and recall it, we have to be aware of what country we lived and what are our roles in this conflict. And for that, the school is fundamental. We have to tell the story of Colombia in a critical and a political way. And this is the social psychology, and is this another very important thing here because it works more with larger populations, more rural places, and these places have been the most affected ones in this conflict. So it is very important to go to communities to listen to them and help them to improve their condition.
Finally, legal psychology plays a fundamental role in conflict resolution in Colombia, especially through institutions such as the Special Jurisdiction for Peace that help to understand the motivations and the behaviors of the actors involved, facilitating the psychological evaluations of victims and perpetrators. But now, in this order of ideas, I want to talk to you to sum up from the heart of an academic student. And it is that We grow up in a country marked by violence, where conflict has been a constant shadow in our life. Therefore, every day in college classroom, we learn about the complexities of human mind and the psychological cause that underline social and political conflicts. In psychology, we draw inspirations from psychologists that, armed not with weapons but with knowledge, have promoted reconciliation and social justice. Together, we can be agents of change. Together, we can do the difference. Because if psychology and academia have taught us anything, it is that even in the darkest moments, we can always be minds that advocates for a peaceful world. Thank you.